You're watching the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. Just 2 days to the new year, but the conference season is upon us. It's women's college basketball in Abilene, Texas. Utah Valley matching up against Abilene Christian. Welcome courtside, everybody. Zach Carlisle along with Andy Penny. The new year here in just a couple of days. We hope you're enjoying your holiday season. All right, conference plays upon us. Utah Valley and ACU. Here we go.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you, first of all. And hey, happy new portion of the season, the Western Athletic Conference. It's a historic day for ACU, the first season, the inaugural season, Western Athletic Conference play. And boy, what a tough matchup here. Utah Valley, the top part of the preseason rankings in the WAC. ACU's in there as well. Highly competitive game here today in Abilene.
Yeah, two teams that have been to the last couple of NCAA tournaments going at it here on the women's side. Let's look at our impact players, and we're looking in the paint. And boy, does it get any better than Josie Williams right now and then Sarah Griswold for ACU.
Preseason WAC first team is Josie Williams, and deservedly so. She's averaging a double-double on the season, 16.2 points, 12.3 rebounds, 7 double-doubles in 10 games, and coming off a season-high 22 points versus Montana State last week. Who gets that assignment? Well, the good thing for ACU is Sarah Griswold, who's playing great basketball herself, coming off a career high of her own of 18 points versus McMurray last week, just shy of 10 points on the season, and she shoots that mid-range jumper so well. Can't she keep Williams busy on the defensive side? That could prove big today, but that's a great matchup you see right there, Williams versus Griswold.
Good matchup between those two inside, and a good matchup between these two teams. Utah Valley trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Abilene Christian coming off of a win on December the 21st. ACU controls the opening tap, and off we go from Abilene, Texas.
Well, Zach, it's the inside game of the Utah Valley Wolverines versus the outside, but right now it's the offensive glass and a putback. Great job for the Wildcats, first possession.
ACU coming off of a 52 rebound game against McMurray, out rebounding those Warhawks 52-17 in a 93-35 win. Utah Valley with the first touch. Studs on the interior. Here's Fano with it. And then they've got some incredible guard play as well. Madison Grange, number 23 in green. First possession there for Utah Valley. There's Anderson, and then Grange, and Williams is the stud inside. ACU's got a pretty good post player as well. It's Sarah Griswold for the first jumper for the Cats.
Great start for Sarah. We mentioned coming off of her career high of 18 last week versus McMurray, and what Sarah can do is the mid-range jumper. The 10-foot jump shot is a beautiful thing. She's going to have to be effective on offense, put a little pressure on Williams defensively, try to tire her out on the defensive end where she's not quite as effective here on the offensive side.
And now here comes Maria Carvalho. Boy, she has been another one who can score it for Utah Valley, averaging double figures as well, and gets the first two for the Wolverines.
You'll see from Utah Valley, it's a team that only averages 61.5 a game. They are methodical on the offensive side. They'll use the shot clock. They'll work their offense, try to get a good look, especially on the inside, deep in a shot clock.
Jamie Bonnerens, who has been the superstar for Abilene Christian over the last month and a half or so. Double figures in each of the last 8. Utah Valley in the half court, you mentioned it, not a prolific offense. They'll slow it down. They don't shoot it particularly well from the outside, but will go inside out, and they'll use a lot of shot clock.
2-3 zone here for the Wildcats.
Carvalho had it denied by Tatum Barber. ACU a potential chance to run against a very good defense in Utah Valley, only giving up about 59 points per game. Bonnerens, an early basket, a possession ago. Offline here. Utah Valley is not a team that will try to push it a lot and try to run. Maybe if an opportunity presents itself. It's Grange for 3.
Zach, we're 3 minutes deep, 4 possessions for the Wolverines, and Williams without a touch. 4 possessions in.
Cameron Miraz with a touch there, kind of curling towards the basket. It's an 8-2 start and a timeout for Utah Valley. ACU couldn't have scripted it any better. Just over 3 minutes into the action. And the Wildcats 4 for their first 5 from the floor. Wilson, third-year head coach of Utah Valley, taking this team to the NCAA tournament a year ago, and then signing an extension in September through the 2025-2026 season. It's going to be in Orem, Utah for a while.
Well, Coach Nielsen quick to pull the trigger on a timeout. His team just came out very flat. They get a nice execution of offense here out of the timeout, but a slow start for the Wolverines, but they respond after the timeout.
It's been a slow start for them on this end of the floor defensively. ACU off to a very promising start for their first 5, and that's the first turnover of the ball game. Utah Valley, you know, you're talking about this loss that they had on the 21st of December. That's a foul. It's going to go on Abilene Christian, and it's going to go on Cameron Miraz. Utah Valley's coming off of a 53-36 loss at Idaho State, but they were without their top 2 scorers in the game. Williams and Carvalho were both out of that one. Controversy here as the ACU bench did not like the call on Cameron Miraz.
Well, I think more than that, too, is Williams thought it was a shooting foul, nowhere close to a shot there. So officials getting it right, they'll inbound on the baseline.
Try to get it to Fano, and it's tapped away.
And we've seen Utah Valley out of the timeout. Good execution of offense their first time. And the next possession, Williams gets her first touch on the offensive end. It runs through Williams at 16 points a game, 12 rebounds a game, and it took almost 4 minutes for her to get her first touch on the offensive end.
Pay attention to 40 in white. Carvalho in the corner. And now Fano for 3. That's a big shot. And all of a sudden, Fano with 5 consecutive points to get it back to a 1-score game. ACU, a very prolific offense, 79 points per contest. Top 25 in the country. Second leading scoring team in the WAC this year. A foul fighting through a screen, and it's going to go on Madison Grange, a junior out of Salt Lake City. Talia White checks in for Utah Valley, a redshirt freshman. And as does Megan Jensen, Julie Goodenough, ACU's 10th year head coach. 100 more wins than losses in her time with Abilene Christian. Jamie Bonnerens on the baseline, now Sarah Griswold.
Well, good transition defense by the Wildcats. Get back, again, playing a tight 2-3 zone. Try to keep the ball out on the perimeter as much as they can.
Well, tap free, and it's going to stay with Utah Valley. Abilene Christian has played teams like Northern Colorado and Oral Roberts, who weren't prolific outside shooting teams, but have been so good in the paint, as is Utah Valley. That's Carvalho inside.
Boy, I don't know if you saw that, Zach. Sarah Griswold had her back to the baseline. Carvalho inbounding the ball, throws it off of Griswold's back, makes the catch, makes the layup.
And an errant pass from Tatum Barber, looking for Bonnerens out of bounds. Out of that timeout, all of a sudden Utah Valley really has come out of the gate strong here.
A 7-0 run here to have their first lead here at 9-8.
Just a little cleaner execution from these Wolverines makes a world of difference. They've been spectacular the last couple of minutes. Carvalho, no.
Chance to run for the Wildcats.
Maddie Miller, senior out of Wiley, Texas. That's no good. I'll be curious to see how often Abilene Christian can get up and down the floor in transition today, because Utah Valley is such a good defensive-oriented team that can get back, as Emma Middleton and Taylor Morgan check in for the Wildcats.
Well, when's the last time you saw 5.5 minutes deep ACU without a three-point attempt yet? But they've been very disciplined in trying to get the ball into the paint. Some backdoor cuts.
There's the first one of the game, and it's Jamie Bonnerens, ACU's number 10 in the country in three-point attempts this year. 336 now for the season.
Yeah, it does not take long to make up their mind to fire.
Deep on a three is Carvalho, and somehow Bonnerens able to control it. Miller blocked. Knocked away by Shea Fano, who's having herself a nice quarter.
Yeah, chance to run for the Wildcats. Miller anticipating some contact, but no contact, no foul call. Wildcats will inbound.
Middleton was posting up. They'll go backdoor. Taylor Morgan, foul call. It's a couple of times Miraz, the starting point guard, was able to get to the hoop off the ball. Now they get Morgan involved, and she'll shoot two.
And I'll tell you again, Zach, I've been very impressed right here. ACU, again, as you said, top 10 in the country in three-point attempts on the season, but they've been very disciplined here to run some offense. That backdoor cut, they've made that pass 2-3 times, and this time it'll get Morgan to the free throw line, one of the better free throw shooters on this team at 86%.
And Abilene Christian, one of the better free throw shooting teams. They're 20th in the country in that stat at 78% as a unit. And Morgan hits a pair. That ends a 3-minute scoring drought for ACU.
Wildcats extend defense, trying to eat up some shot clock in the backcourt.
Allie Blackham into the ball game, number 13 for Utah Valley. They'll get White involved, and now it is Fano again. Shea Fano has 8 of the first 12 for the Wolverines.
Great start. It's been a slow start on the inside for Williams. Fano at 4.2 points a game already with 8.
Taylor Morgan offline on a 3. Rebound hauled in by Blackham, a freshman out of Lehigh, Utah.
Boy, Fano's ready again, top of the key. She wants it.
Drive baseline, Talia White. Fadeaway's good. Utah Valley executing in the half court right now. What a tear.
And they shoot it well, I tell you. A little bit of space is all they need.
Yeah, it's interesting. They shoot 41% for the season from the floor. That's Bonnerens.
Well, so far they've been able to get the shot they want. The Wolverines in their half-court execution have been able to get the shot they want. Open looks, mid-range and deep, and they've put them in.
Jensen mid-range from that elbow. Megan Jensen, a sophomore out of Castledale, Utah. Just 2 3-point attempts for ACU so far. Miller, very tough look, falling down. But a welcome sight for Utah Valley to get Carvalho and Williams back in the lineup after missing the game on the 21st. That's Carvalho, long 2.
And again, work a two-man game on the right side of the floor. She's able to get the screen. The help defense sags, waiting for the roll. It gives Carvalho enough space to square up, get the feet set, put the shot up from that right elbow, and she buries it.
Free throws ended a 7-0 run, and now another 7-0 burst here for Utah Valley. Bonnerens mid-range, big shot for the Wildcats. They hadn't had a field goal. They were just 1 for their last 10 from the floor. And it ends a streak of 8 straight misses. Carvalho kicking, Blackham for 3. It was almost the third triple of the quarter for a team that only shoots at 28% from distance. Miller's open here. And a foul on Jamie Bonnerens of ACU on the rebound attempt.
Well, one thing Utah Valley can do with their size on the inside is they can really extend that perimeter play defensively. And I think that's what's caused ACU not to have their typical good looks from the outside. There have been driving lanes, and ACU has taken advantage of some of those driving lanes. But give Utah Valley credit. They're able to extend that perimeter defense because of the size on the inside.
Charge. Tatum Barber hit the deck. The charge goes on to Leah White for the Wolverines. Way out past that three-point line. Final 35 seconds of this opening quarter.
Wildcats need a little bit more movement offensively, very stagnant.
Into the paint, no good.
Wolverines can hold for the final shot. Excuse me, Zach, hold for the final shot, and I think they will.
They'll use a lot of shot clock, so I imagine they won't do much here.
Double screen, top of the key. Carvalho can choose which direction she wants to go.
Uses Williams. 5 seconds, and it is Grange. Couldn't get it. And then on the rebound, Barber won't get a shot off. And it takes us to the end of the first quarter. Second quarter as Utah Valley leads Abilene Christian 16-12 through the game's first 10 minutes. Zach Carlisle along with Andy Penny and the whole gang from Abilene, Texas. And I tell you what, ACU got out to a great start. And a quick timeout from Utah Valley, they dominated the rest of the quarter.
They did. They were able to execute their offense. And this kind of, you look statistically on the season, the script here in the first quarter is almost flipped. Yeah. Utah Valley 2 of 7 from behind the three-point line. ACU without a three-point field goal made thus far. Points in the paint, ACU leads Utah Valley 8-6 in the first quarter. So the script is kind of flipped. I thought ACU had great energy to start, but once Utah Valley got into a rhythm, ACU really struggled offensively to get into an offensive set.
And Utah Valley has looked phenomenal at this end of the floor. This feels like the first real touch for Williams in the paint. Josie Williams, the 6'5" junior, we talked about her coming on the air today, averaging a double-double, and pushes the lead to 6.
Yeah, first quarter, no points, 1 rebound for Williams. Again, as you said, a double-double at 16 and 12. And I thought at some point it would say, okay, Utah Valley, we're running our offense through Williams, and they do to start the second.
ACU, we'll see if they run their offense for Sarah Griswold. That's how the game started, was a Griswold make.
Well, I thought she got hit on the forearm there on the jump shot. No call.
High-low action. Boy, the length of these Wolverines is something to be said for. Megan Jensen at 6'3" converts.
Yeah, Griswold at 6'1". She's the tallest on the floor right now. Bon Aarons stands at 6 foot, but you're talking 6'3" and 6'5" on the inside. And 2 possessions, 2 made buckets in the paint for the Wolverines here in the quarter.
And they get past, too. That's special talent. Jamie Bon Aarons. Julie Goodenough talked about it, that she might have to see her team really hit shots from the outside to stay in this one. And they're going to need number 20 in White today as well.
Jamie, of course, the transfer, this grad transfer, making herself right at home, 8 straight double-digit games.
Madison Grange has the pass picked off. It's Miraz in transition. Scoop layup, well, it went behind the basket. And they're going to give it to the Wolverines coming the other way. I thought that hit the back side of the backboard.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was deflected off the back side of the backboard.
Into the paint. No good for Jensen. Putback is true. Timeout, Abilene Christian. The largest lead for Utah Valley comes right here in this first half at 22-15. 2 minutes into quarter number 2. Utah Valley on a roll, shooting 53% from the floor. For these Wolverines, but I've been interested in that matchup, not just with Williams, but the entire Wolverine offense against the ACU defense. We've seen them mix up man and zone a little bit. What have you seen on that side of the ball?
Well, I think you have to give credit back into that first quarter where Shea Fano hit back-to-back 3-pointers to open up, I think, a compacted 2-3 zone that the Wildcats were running. Wildcats had to extend, and what that does is it opens up passing lanes just long enough where help defense is a little bit slower to get down on the block. And because of that, all 6 points here in the quarter for Utah Valley have come in the paint, as Williams has 2 of those and Jensen has the other 4.
Carvalho got a rebound off of the Sarah Griswold miss, and then Miller is called for the reach-in foul. And so Utah Valley with their largest lead in the possession.
And as you can see here, the Wildcats have gone to a man-to-man defense, trying to help down on the block as fast as they can.
Madison Grange no good on a 3.
Well, Grange shot that early in the shot clock. As much success as they've had here in this quarter, I thought Grange shot that a little early in the shot clock.
Abilene Christian 1 for 4 from 3. Bon Aarons has the lone one, missing this time. Chance to run again. Carvalho, a junior guard out of Portugal. Second leading scorer on the team. 1 of 2 in double figures for these Wolverines. Anderson was open initially. Back to Carvalho. A good scorer. Buries one here from the outside. She's got 9. It's a game high. And the lead is pushed out to 10 for the Wolverines.
Team leader in 3-pointers made, Carvalho. Pretty looking mechanics on her jump shot. We've seen that a few times today. ACU needs a little bit more movement offensively here.
Bon Aarons, not much. Bella Earl, a spark, no good. Josie Williams rebounds. She gets a dozen of those a game. Ball movement has been really fun to watch for Utah Valley.
Good help, Griswold.
Fano, dynamic early, gives off for Anderson. Fano tried to punch it out, and that's successful. A second chance.
Well, and that's just an emotional lift for Utah Valley and kind of a punch to the gut. You played good defense for 25 seconds for ACU, and then Utah Valley gets a whole new shot clock.
Williams tough to guard down there. Bon Aarons gives up 5 inches to the 6'5" Williams. A 12-point lead. It is another 7-0 run for these Wolverines. Miller no good, and a rebound foul on Abilene Christian. It's going on Bella Earl.
Again, look at Williams just work her way. Front side block. She gets Bon Aarons pinned on her backside, and that's too easy. Make the catch with the left hand, put it off the glass left side.
Williams and Grange take a seat for Utah Valley. Megan Jensen back out there, screens for Carvalho. Mid-range Anderson. Offline. Can ACU run a little bit, maybe get some space offensively? Barber's open as the trailer. That's a big 3.
And you said it, Zach. That's transition offense there. It's not a layup at the rim, but that's a trailer by Barber running the floor well. You push the defense deep in transition. Barber running the trail wide open at the wing and buries the 3.
We know this Wildcat team's capable of hitting those shots. Fano no good. Another chance maybe here. They're going to have to hit some outside shots with the height disadvantage. Griswold inside. Reverse layup, no.
Fano's working tough down on the block.
Griswold defends, tries not to foul, doesn't matter. Fano over the top for 2. Into double figures.
Again here, the Wildcats need some movement offensively. Good entry.
Miller kept the pivot and is fouled. Working on Allie Blackham. And she'll shoot 2.
Well, it's a good entry to Maddie, working on the opposite side of the floor, flashing to the front side block with a screen help. Able to get to the charity stripe. Haven't seen many free throws today. The Wolverines have not been there yet. ACU just 2 for 2. It's been a fairly clean game.
Maddie Miller, a senior out of Wiley, Texas, playing in her 99th career game as a Wildcat, a 600-point scorer. Makes it a 10-point contest. But Utah Valley continues to execute at this end. See how Abilene Christian adjusts.
Still playing man-to-man all the way around the floor. Emma Middleton.
Williams, what a pass to find Jensen.
Well, Williams has been almost more impressive with that high-low entry pass. A lob pass to Jensen twice over the top of the defense.
So Williams now just the 4 points, but 2 assists and 3 boards.
Good pass.
Middleton was open, had it stripped. She'll stay at this end.
Was a critical stretch here for ACU. Still 3 minutes in the first half. Plenty of basketball to go. But have to clean things up offensively. Get some good looks, get the ball in the rim.
Middleton trying to scoot through and draws a foul. 2 free throws coming, and that's on Williams. And that's her first personal. We put Emma Middleton at the line, and even Middleton gives up 3 inches to Williams. Tried to go the opposite way and draws the foul.
Well, Emma, go ahead. Emma's been a pleasant addition to the program this year as well. Of course, she has a national championship under her accolades. Lubbock Christian University. Head coach Steve Gomez and what they did last year.
Almost as impressive as it can be with all the COVID policies and cancellations and postponements a year ago to win a title. Pretty spectacular. Jensen had it.
Chance to
poked
run.
Away.
Great pass.
Opportunity for Bella Earl. Defense to offense for the Wildcats.
That's the spark that the Wildcats are going to need here. Half court's going to be tough today. Have to have opportunities to run, and when they have opportunities to run, they're going to have to finish. Here's another chance.
Tatum Barber fouled before she can get free, but Jensen commits the penalty. At 2.5 minutes, they'll probably have to put a couple of seconds back on. But it's been the defense here the last few trips for ACU.
Yeah, great steal, great pass. That started with Emma Middleton. Again, right now, ACU down on the low block is fronting the post with help, trying to get help defense on a lob pass. Middleton was able to deflect that one from the front side.
Then Middleton converts here with the left hand off the glass. Don't look now, it's a 6-point game.
Boy, Emma's good with that left hand.
6-0 run for Abilene Christian. Almost another errant pass. But now Carvalho, a chance to stop the bleeding, no good. And a fresh 20.
Double screen at the top.
Fano, the difference maker, another offensive rebound. Third chance here for Utah Valley. Is that a tie-up? Yes, it is. Miran's got her hand in there, and it's going the other way. This is where it's changed for Abilene Christian. It's been on the defensive end.
Yeah, and it's been the half-court man-to-man, but much more aggressive, getting in some driving lanes. The help defense has been really good here the last few defensive possessions, and because of that, even there with Utah Valley getting second and third opportunities because of offensive rebounds, ACU still comes through. Miraz gets the tie-up, and possession arrow faces the Wildcats.
3 turnovers in 2 minutes for these Wolverines now. 6-point game. Miraz way out there. Wow.
She doesn't lead the WAC in three-pointers made for no reason. And that's her first quality look today. I believe her first shot today. Thing of beauty from behind the three-point line.
Into the paint, Williams. No, well deep.
Don't look now, but the Wildcats can tie this thing.
It is a 9-0 run. And now just a minute 2 to go until halftime. Earl turns, scores. That's tough. 11 straight for ACU.
And I tell you, I don't know how Bella at 5'10" got that over Josie Williams at 6'5", but somehow just enough arch to get it over the outstretched hands and get it in the bucket.
That defied all logic. Here's White. Big shot, no. Ball is free to Carvalho. .13.5-second difference or so between the game and shot clock. Fano, huge shot, yes! It ends an 11-0 run, and Fano has a new season high in points here in the first half.
Well, she's really been the difference.
And now a foul. Miraz tried to go right. It's on Carvalho. Fano's got 13.
And credit to her. You know the defensive game plan was pound the inside defensively, force somebody to beat us from the outside, and it's been Fano. 5 on the clock for Cam.
1 second to get one off. Bonnaren's got it off in time, and it's short. And it takes us into halftime. Utah Valley up 34-30, but an eventful end to quarter number 2. ESPN, Utah Valley's going to start the third with the ball, and away we go. As these Wolverines with that 4-point lead. There was a big three-pointer by Fano at the end of the second to get it back to a 4-point cushion after an 11-0 ACU run. Offensive rebound here. Williams put back no good. And here comes Abilene Christian for their first touch of the third.
Movement away from the basketball. Get Cam a look.
Miraz had a three from way outside in the first half. Wolverines don't run a lot. That one's picked off by Tatum Barber. Barber with 5 first half points. Miraz lines one up here. She's got 8.
We'll give Barber the credit for the steal. Pushing in transition. She hits Miller cross court in the corner, and a great extra pass from Maddie to Cam. Cam already with 2 looks here in the second half, and that's big. Get Cam some looks from the outside.
Into the paint, tough look there for Josie Williams. Fights through and scores. Not a lot of touches. That's just her 5th shot attempt.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Josie only had 3 field goal attempts in the entire first half, well below her average, but already 2 field goal attempts in the first a minute and a half.
Miraz is feeling it. That's back-to-back from the same spot. She's got 11, and ACU has tied it at 36.
Both teams have gone to the bread and butter to start the second half. Inside for Utah Valley, 3-point line for ACU.
Offensive foul coming the other way, and it's on Kayla Anderson after they got the ball to Carvalho. This game was 31-19 Utah Valley. 17-5 since in favor of Abilene Christian.
Cam with the 2 threes here in the second half. Her 11th game out of 12 with multiple 3-pointers made this year.
Mid-range, Griswold. Rebound by Madison Grange.
Griswold can play off Williams at the top of the key. Not going to take that 3-point shot.
Yeah, just 7 attempts for the season. Entry pass tapped. It was Miller defending. ACU comes up with a steal. Turnover number 8 on the Wolverines, and Bonnaren's is going to draw a foul on Utah Valley. It's going on Anderson, I believe. That's her 2nd of the quarter. ACU can go for the lead.
Well, I love the pace here for ACU in the second half. I thought in the first half they were well disciplined in their execution of their half-court offense. Here it's a little bit more liberal. Let's get out and let's open the floor up.
Griswold, no good. Ball's loose in here. That is a tie-up, and the arrow stays at this end with the Wildcats.
I'll tell you, Sarah's got a nice complement of offensive tools in the tool bag. That was a nice move, good drop step, just didn't finish. Trying to go over Williams at 6'5".
ACU last led when they led 10-9 with 3:54 to play in the first quarter. Von Nerens takes on a defender and draws the second foul of the game on Josie Williams. It is a short-handed Utah Valley group today. Few players out of the lineup. Only warming up 10 or 11 players in the game, so depth could be a challenge for these Wolverines. ACU leads for the first time since late in the first.
I'll tell you, Zach, after we saw that tight 2-3 zone in the first half, it's been all man-to-man with help defense, and there's another steal on the inside.
Errant pass from White. Von Nerens leaping in the air for the swipe.
You know, the effectiveness defensively is not only the help defense on the backside, but it's also putting a little bit of hands in the face of the passer, and ACU's been much more effective of that.
Mid-range for Griswold. With a 5 to shoot it, she converts to push the lead to 3.
That's Sarah's shot. Sarah loves that 8 to 10-foot jumper.
2.5 minute scoring drought for Utah Valley. They've also turned it over 3 times in that stretch. High-low Williams, that is how you break any scoring drought. Get it to number 40.
There's just not much you can do about that.
Maybe a quiet 8 points for Josie Williams. They got to guard Miraz out here. She's been dynamic from outside, draws a foul on Fano. Foul number 1 on Shea Fano in the game, the sophomore from Spanish Fork, Utah. Substitutions, and Williams will leave the game along with Anderson.
Well, Cam's looking for a shot a whole lot more in those back-to-back threes to start the half. Force the defense to guard Cam 25 feet out, which she's good enough off the dribble to get to the rim too.
Spreads everything out that way. 10 to shoot it.
Good entry.
Griswold contested, late whistle, but a foul.
Well, I thought the same thing. I thought, where's the whistle there? A lot of contact. Great position by Sarah on that left block. Great entry pass. Drop to the glass and contact from Jensen, who picks up the foul.
So 2 free throws for Sarah Griswold. Redshirt junior out of Okarche, Oklahoma. Short. As Julie Goodenough looks on. A program that made the NCAA tournament in 2019. They called it as a part of the Texas two-step. When both Abilene Christian men's and women's teams made it to the dance for the first time 2 seasons ago. Oh, really 3 seasons ago now, the 18-19 year. Carvalho, whoa, offensive foul. It's another illegal screen, it appears. Fano's got 2 fouls, and that takes us to a timeout. ACU leads here in the third quarter. Well, Utah Valley definitely glad to have both Carvalho and Williams back in the lineup. Neither were available to them on the 21st at Idaho State. And they only scored 36 points in that game, 38 today in the third quarter. 17 of them have come from that combination. But Abilene Christian has the 1-point lead. And the possession, they lead the third quarter 9-4.
And Zach, for the first time, Wolverines playing a zone look here this afternoon.
Jamie Bonnerin skips it through. It's a corner 3. Miller's offline. late in the shot clock. Chance to run for Utah Valley. Shea Fano, charge. Foul number 3 on the sophomore, who made her 5th start of the season today. She's been spectacular with 13 points.
And she pops up, she says, hey, that's my bad. A little out of control in transition. Pops up, tells her teammates, that's my fault. She'll get a breather here and check out. But ACU's had some success here against the half-court man-to-man, so Utah Valley again going a zone look.
Bon Aaron's no good. She is 3 of 11 from the floor.
Emma Middleton's checked in. She'll get the defensive assignment now on the inside.
Poked free, but back out to Utah Valley. 10 to shoot.
Good help.
Williams mid-range makes it look easy.
Well, it's nice to have as your safety valve. You know what?
When in doubt.
Defenses play quality defense on you for 20, 25 seconds of the shot clock, and hey, we'll just find Williams either at the block or mid-range, and she'll put it in.
Miller, ACU's 6th three-pointer. Maddie Miller's first field goal of the game, and she's got 4 points. Puts the Wildcats in front.
Double screen, low block again, trying to find Williams on the high-low. Good entry pass from Jensen.
Williams is fouled. Boy, those entry passes have been spectacular today, haven't they? From everyone.
When typically we've seen the lob pass up over the top of the defense, the front defense. That time Williams with position gets the entry pass on a bounce. But there you see Maddie Miller from 3. First free throw attempt today for Utah Valley.
It's Josie Williams, a junior out of West Haven, Utah. 5th year with this program. Nearly 100 blocks. She's a 500-plus rebounder in her career and is about 145 points away from 1,000. A special career. First team all-WAC last year. That's an over and back on Miller. Feet were on both sides of that half-court line, and a turnover on Abilene Christian. That is just the 3rd turnover of the game for ACU.
Yep, caught it on the front side, came back over on the back side. Utah Valley just with a little bit of difference in defensive scheme the last few possessions have been effective.
Talia White has it in the corner. 2 points and turns it over here. Chance to run. Barber's free. Morgan got it to her. Tatum Barber's been a big part of this transition game for Abilene Christian today.
15 points off turnovers today for the Wildcats. They've forced 12 turnovers, but more importantly, they've scored 15 off of those 12.
Reach and foul. It's on Bon Aaron's. 2.5 in the 3rd. Jensen leaves. Fano back out there. So they'll put Fano and Williams, both starters, out there on the floor.
Zach, that Jamie's 2nd personal foul. She's the first Wildcat with 2 personal fouls or more, which tells you that ACU can play plenty aggressive here in the last 12 minutes of this one today.
There's only been 20 fouls called in the game. Carvalho, one-hander. Williams got it. It is offensive. She lead with a shoulder. Let's find out.
Yep. Tatum Barber knew there was not much she could do down there on the low block. So let's just get some position. And, yeah, Williams just dropped the lead shoulder, knocked Barber down. That's a smart play by Tatum. She knows she's outsized down on the inside. She's at 5'10", Williams at 6'5".
Barber's been huge on the defensive end for Abilene Christian. Goes to Bon Aaron's here. Step back, fade away.
Well, that's pretty. The weak spot in a zone is always around the elbow of the free throw line, and Jamie's been working those 2 elbows as the ball's being rotated around, and that time she gets the ball, 1 dribble, and then the little step back. Nice arch and a nice finish.
Madison Grange off the glass. Aggressive take.
Again, let's see if they go back to Bonarens here against this zone defense.
Middleton, who's been good with the left hand today, was short that time trying to go through Williams. You have to kind of get creative in the paint if you're ACU.
Two-man game, pick and roll.
Middleton called for the foul before Williams puts it on the bounce. 3 new Wildcats, including the freshman Bella Earl, Griswold, and Miraz, who has been a sharpshooter. Trap in the corner and a timeout called from the bench, and Coach Dan Nielsen. 52 seconds in the third. Boy, this has been a dandy to open WAC play. Back and forth we go. 2 good teams, Utah Valley and ACU in this WAC opener. It is a 3-point attempt. It's short from Fano. Final 35 seconds of this third quarter.
Wildcats go back to a zone look here to end the third.
Carvalho for 3, no. Gonna stay at this end.
Yeah, Fano had position, offensive glass. Barber up over the top with the foul. Not a bad foul, just the 4th of the quarter, so no free throws yet.
And a fresh 20. Corner 3, Carvalho again. Von Aaron's rebounds. Utah Valley's only got 10 points in the third. It's their season low in this quarter this season.
Wildcats can hold for the final shot.
Von Aaron's corner pocket 3.
That's a great reversal of the basketball to your hottest shooter, Jamie Von Aaron's.
What a way to end the third. ACU by 5. It's WAC basketball on ESPN. Back after these messages. To just 10 in the third. It was their season low points in the third quarter this season. And the defense for ACU has been the story.
Well, no doubt about it. And, you know, Williams is the bread and butter. She scored 8 of those 10 points, but what does that tell you? There's nobody around her that's helping the offense going through Williams, but nobody else in the secondary position scoring for Utah Valley. For the Wildcats, it was the bread and butter. They shot 4 of 6 from behind the three-point line there in quarter number 3.
What does the fourth period bring us? Carvalho going. That is... It's a whistle. I haven't seen a signal, and I believe it's on ECU. Carvalho is trying to get through the paint. It's a defensive foul.
Yeah, I thought Sarah was there in time, but kind of bowed up chest area right as the contact was happening. Because of that, I think she got the foul.
And so they will get together. Is it a shooting foul? Yes, it is a shooting foul for Utah Valley. And so free throws for Maria Carvalho, junior out of Portugal. So Griswold came over.
And she goes for the charge. I think foot-wise, position-wise, she's there, but you'll see she kind of bows up and starts falling back just a tad bit early.
Boy, that could have gone either way,
yeah,
though.
It really could have.
Backside pressure now from Utah Valley. ACU breaks it. It's Bella Earl. And now Barber. That was way deep. Online. Had too much on it. ACU's largest lead was when they led 8-2 out of the gate. It forced a Utah Valley timeout. Williams here on a two-man game from Carvalho.
Great pass.
And then it's been back and forth since when Utah Valley then took the lead ACU came back with an 11-0 run, and away we go here in the second half. It's been back and forth.
Well, that last possession, of course, Utah Valley, state of Utah. Look, a little Stockton to Malone there on the last possession.
Earl inside Griswold. Two-man game for the Wildcats worked out well.
Well, Bella saw the floor well there. And Sarah, I mean, Sarah's always around the basketball. She, she always finds a way to be in the right spot, right time, get a chance at a great look, and typically finishes.
3-point difference. Grange trying to maneuver through. Two-man game. Carvalho launches. It's no good, and that is Bella Earl rebounding. Boy, that freshman not afraid to play on that end of the floor. Barber almost got the roll. Just the second miss of the game for Tatum Barber. Grange, charge. You said Griswold's always around the basketball. She's on it on this end of the floor too.
And just give her an A+ for just awareness. She's got such a tough defensive assignment on the inside with Williams on the inside, but she notices immediately, here comes somebody on the dribble. It's my assignment to get over there in the help defense. She gets there in time. She draws the charge.
No one takes more charges on this ACU team than Sarah Griswold.
That's just high basketball IQ, I tell you what.
Barber driving. Middleton doesn't take a lot of threes. Drives and scores. At 6'2", can put it on the bounce.
Well, she's so good with the left hand, and she likes going with the left hand. And there with the dribble. Gets to the left side of the glass. Two-man game again.
Anderson looking and searching. Tap free. The defense for ACU. Bella Earl's up ahead. Timeout, Utah Valley. Abilene Christians on a 6-0 run. They've got their largest lead. It's been a 2-minute stretch where Abilene Christian has scored 6 straight. Utah Valley hasn't scored in almost 2.5 minutes. They trail by 7.
Well, Zach, the last possession, the run out to Bella Earl for the layup. 21 points off turnovers today for ACU.
And a 3 no good in the corner from Grange. And now ACU a chance here with a couple minute stretch to try to put the clamps on it. It is Bonarens, a corner 3 to push the lead to 10 for ACU.
And Julie Goodenough on the far side, a big emphatic fist bump as that one went through the bottom of the net.
Grange drives and converts. A much needed basket, and now we might see a lot of press here from Utah Valley here late in this one.
Wildcats just 3 turnovers today, Zach, offensively. Really taking care of the basketball. And of course, Utah Valley content to play behind the defender. Don't have to take chances when you're so big on the inside.
Barber and one. Wow.
Spin move in the paint. Great drop step to beat the defender to the spot. Foul on Grange.
She has done it all today for ACU. Countless plays defensively to get ACU in transition. And she's got 9 points to boot as well. A 10-point difference with 5.5 to go.
Pick and roll.
Oh, they try high-low, and the pass is a little wide. That's work today for these Wolverines, but Fano too high looking for Williams.
Yeah, they went the pick and roll route, but they did with the extra pass up to the top of the key and tried to hit Williams on a roll with the high-low, but the lob pass just over the outstretched hand. Again, here for your ACU, Utah Valley doesn't like to take chances with the guards. They trust their post players defensively to crash at the rim. So you can really bleed some shot clock here. Utah Valley's going to be content to let the Wildcats bleed some shot clock in the half court.
5 to shoot. Bonarens. Earl's going to have to get it off, and it's no good. Then it's Bonarens with an offensive rebound. Who's that off of? It is going the other direction. Bonarens tried to shovel it to Middleton. Back to the Wolverines it goes. Big stop for Utah Valley.
And I think the far sideline, Coach Goodenough and company, once Bonarens had that offensive rebound, they were really hoping to push out and bleed some more clock.
Grains goes on Miller. That is an and one for Madison Grange. A big-time take and a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, Grange gets to step on Miller here. The help defense from Earl. Earl kind of bails out. Miller not there. Tries to go for the charge, but the appropriate call and a chance for a three-point play for Grange.
Junior guard out of Salt Lake City. Hits the free throw and a timeout for Utah Valley. With 4.5 to play in a 7-point game. Boy, it has been really fun to watch. What a great way to start WAC play, huh? How about this? These are two really good teams.
You know, in entering the WAC, I say this from an outsider. I know that Julie Goodenough and her staff are well prepared, but sometimes when you enter a new conference, you play new opponents, you don't have the past history, you don't know the players necessarily. You can watch all the film you want, but you don't have that on-the-floor, in-person experience of how to scout somebody, what they like to run, tendencies, etc. And I think we saw that play out in the first half where both teams were just kind of feeling each other out. Yeah, we've done our homework, we've done our film study, we have our game plan, but sometimes it takes some time on the floor to figure that out. And the in-game changes, I feel like, that Coach Goodenough and company have made today have been highly effective here in the second half. You've seen that really play out with the extension of some defense and some of the things that they've been doing really defensively that have led to offense. A lot of credit to Julie Goodenough and company today.
And to your point, this is the first ever meeting between these two teams, and there's a lot of that with the no history. When Abilene Christian, Lamar, Sam Houston, and Stephen F. Austin all made their way from the Southland into the WAC. But if this is what is to come, this is going to be a really fun, not only weekend, but full season of WAC play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think that's why AC wanted to make the transition. Let's get a higher level of competition, and so far so good. This first one has been something to talk about with plenty more season yet to come.
Abilene Christian was in the 2019 NCAA tournament as the Southland Conference tournament champ. Utah Valley finished second in the WAC in the regular season a year ago. And because of California Baptist winning the regular season and the conference tournament with their ineligibility in the postseason, the rule coming into the year was whoever was going to finish second in the regular year was going to go to the NCAA tournament, and that's what happened. So Utah Valley ended up playing the national champs in the first round. They got a matchup with Stanford, but they didn't make it to San Antonio a year ago. It's the only meeting between these two in the regular season this year. Utah Valley preseason number 4 in the coaches poll. ACU preseason number 5 in the coaches poll. Now the officials talk together with 4.5 to go. A 7-point ball game. Well, if you're ACU, obviously the clock's your friend. You want to use as much of it as you can. And Utah Valley probably wants to put a lot of pressure on and try to speed up these Wildcats.
Well, I think so, but again, I go back to Utah Valley, and I feel like their defensive strategy, or at least their defensive strength, is on the inside, protecting the rim on the inside. So their guard play is not quite as aggressive as far as trying to get steals or get into passing lanes necessarily. Just 4 turnovers thus far for ACU today. So that tells me if ACU can just take care of the basketball, bleed some shot clock here, they can really eliminate some possessions, make this a minimal possession game. Still with 4.5, they're going to have to take care of the basketball, and they can't get conservative yet. Still have to play plenty aggressive on the offensive end. But Von Ahrens has come alive with 16 points. Cameron Miraz has 11. At this point, take care of the basketball, work your offense, get to the charity stripe when you can. ACU 6 of 11 at the line today as well. No foul trouble really for ACU. Nobody with more than 2 fouls, so they can play aggressive as well, but don't want to make the silly foul and give free points for Utah Valley at the free throw line either.
As far as free throws go today, ACU 6 out of 11. Utah Valley hasn't been there much, just 5 for 5. I wasn't sure if they went to the replay for something or if they just wanted to check clock. But the officials have gotten together quite a few times. 4:29 left. Timeout situations, both have 2 remaining. Both teams with 2 fouls here in the 4th quarter. So no bonus just yet as well. Long way to go. If you're a college hoops fan, you know 4.5 minutes is quite the amount of time.
Get a little weave around the perimeter. Milk some shot clock.
Miller draws a foul on Fano.
See, that's they're 20 seconds deep into that possession without even looking at the rim yet. This is a milk the shot clock. Heavy guard play on the floor right now with Earl and Miller and Benarenz and Miraz all on the floor. Griswold can take care of it too.
For Fano, that is her 4th. She also has not scored in the second half. Season high 13 points, but all came in the first 20 minutes. Griswold, 10 to shoot it. Tough right hand off the glass. Wow, she's special.
That's heavy confidence. Outsized on the inside. I'm going to use my dribble, my footwork. Create some space, get a shot up off the glass, and put it in.
I'm curious where Utah Valley goes at this end of the floor. Here's Grange. That's a 3, no good. I don't know what the answer is for these Wolverines on offense.
0 for 7 behind the three-point line second half. 4 of 21 for the game after starting so hot. Spano hit those back-to-back early, but now just 4 of 21 for the game. Again here, bleed shot clock. Not even looking at a shot yet. 20 seconds deep.
Up by 9. Approaching 3 to play. 5 to shoot it for Maddie Miller.
Great
Shovels
pass
to Griswold. Execution at its finest.
Team leader in assists, Maddie Miller. That was a pretty one there.
Into the paint for Williams. And yeah, to your point about Miller, 2nd in the conference in assists per game, 3rd in the WAC in total assists this year. Backcourt pressure's broken, 2.5 to go. 9-point ball game. Biggest possession of the game for both sides. Von Ahrens couldn't get it. That's a huge rebound for Fano. It's a big shot. It's White, no good. Foul is staying at this end. Miller got a grab of Williams. This is Griswold.
A little drop step, Euro step, as some like to call it.
How do you guard that?
Well, it's just great footwork, I tell you. It's a great change of direction. High off the glass and in.
Stays, it's a ball out of bounds. It stays with Utah Valley. They need baskets in bunches here. Fano inside, yes. That's her first basket of the second half. Came at a big time to get it to 7. Boy, that is poised from a freshman to not be in a hurry, Bella Earl.
Because again, look at Utah Valley. ACU can beat Utah Valley off the dribble. And look at the space here. Not trying to steal yet.
Miraz, no. Middleton, oh, the putback is deep. And then the foul on the rebound. Oh, my goodness. Emma Middleton won't have a wider open look than that.
Just team foul number 4, so no walk of the floor and bonus situation with free throws yet. I think if you're Utah Valley, continue to run your offense here through Williams. Plenty of time left, a minute and a half.
They get it to Fano.
There she is, posted up.
Down by 7. Carvalho, the lob. It's Williams. She's got it. That's 2. 5-point game with a minute 18 and counting.
Again, still squeeze the air out of the basketball here.
Barber takes no. Couple of looks from point blank that haven't fallen for ACU. Huge possession for the Wolverines. Grange is open. Williams trying to get the rebound, and it is a foul. It's going on. Who's it on? It's on Williams. With 50 seconds left, it's Abilene Christian ball. And a timeout called by Julie Goodenough at ECU.
Well, I didn't see who had position on the backside with Williams. It must have been Middleton on the backside. Williams just comes up over the top and picks up the foul. Now both teams with 4, not bonus situation yet for ACU either. You know defensive full court pressure is coming here. So ACU just take care of the basketball and win this thing at the free throw line.
That was a huge moment as we take a look at ACU's upcoming schedule. Saturday, the new year begins with Dixie State at 1 o'clock, and then on the road, tough ones at Stephen F. Austin and Sam Houston. Next week, 2 weeks' time, Grand Canyon, another new face coming to Abilene, Texas. As always, Whack Hoops on ESPN Plus throughout the 2021-2022 season. But boy, that was a big moment because it was a missed 3 from Grange, and if that goes in, it's a 2-point game. Instead, it's no good, and then it's a foul on Williams to put the ball at this end for ACU. It seems like same formula, right?
Yep.
Use clock and force Utah Valley to foul.
This is great timing for a backdoor cut. Anticipate Utah Valley to overplay some passing lanes.
There is that 5th foul of the quarter. Puts Cameron Miraz at the line for ACU. And down 5, Utah Valley decides to use the clock to their advantage instead of wait out the possession. Seems like the right call from head coach Dan Nielsen.
Well, believe it or not, Cam's only been to the charity stripe 10 times all season long. 6 of 10 at the line.
6 of 11. ACU has only hit half of their foul shots today. They're 6 of 12. Tries to push the lead to 6 and does.
And now ACU will apply a little pressure more than anything just to eat some clock in the backcourt.
2-man game. Grange Williams got it, and she's fouled. And nearly does the splits as Miller gets a hold of her. Personal foul number 4 on Maddie Miller. Substitutions as Allie Blackham checks in, as does Eliana Tafisi, a freshman guard out of West Jordan, Utah.
Defense for offense substitutions. They'll get a foul here defensively and then make those substitutions back.
Williams at the line for 2 to try to cut it to 4.
Hey, credit to Williams, another double-double. 19, now 20 points, 11 rebounds.
Double-double number 8 on the season for Williams. It seems like it really has been kind of a quiet double-double, if that's possible. She's been spectacular. Up next for Utah Valley, their road trip continues with the travel partner of Abilene Christian, Tarleton. They'll head to Stephenville on Saturday, and then the road trip as they go back to their travel partner, Dixie State in Utah, and then they'll get back-to-back home games, Seattle U and the reigning WAC regular season and tournament champion, California Baptist.
Okay, the WAC's new for you. Which road trip are you looking forward to the most this year?
Well, you know, that's interesting. I think going out to California would be fun to see what California Baptist is all about. That trip is matched up with Seattle, so that's kind of fun to go up to uncharted territory up there. I think that'll be fun. ACU makes that trip at the end of January. I have not called a game in California before, and I've never been to the state of Washington, so I think that'll be a good time. Here's a foul. Free throw's coming.
Yeah, your defense for offense substitution, so Tafisi gets the foul. They'll check back out. Get your offense back on the floor.
And Tatum Barber will go to the line for ACU.
Shooting 2 for ACU, 22, Tatum Barber.
Barber no good. Tatum Barber this season, that's just her 5th miss at the line. Oh, and she misses both. And Utah Valley is fouled, and they will shoot free throws. That is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Wolverines, and it's the total opposite of what ACU was hoping for.
Boy, you just magnify, miss it 2 at the free throw line. That's one thing, but then just what I would call a frustration foul after missing the 2, and no time comes off the clock. All 10 players walk the floor, and it's bonus time on the other end. That's huge.
So, Kayla Anderson good.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, more importantly, the no time thing coming off the clock.
Because it's now 1 possession game.
And Anderson hits both. 2-point difference. Far from over. But basically no time between shot and game clock, so fouls will have to come again. Here's a trap. Miraz gets away. One-handed pass in the backcourt. Barber, did she get it across? She did. Oh my goodness. And she ends up being fouled, but that was milliseconds away from a backcourt violation.
Well, the Utah Valley coaching staff wanted it. You'll see them in the background here as Miraz almost stepped on the baseline too, has the pass deflected. Barber goes to work, just gets across the line as she's fouled. She's get a chance to redeem herself here at the stripe.
Good on the first. That one's huge. This one's bigger. Chance to push it to 4.
This free throw would make her the 4th Wildcat in double figures today.
Huge free throws for Tatum Barber. 15 seconds. Fano is going to step back. Big shot. No good. Barber rebounds. Abilene Christian with some clutch free throws and clutch stops. And with 6 seconds left, a chance to start WAC play 1-0.
Well, I tell you, a little sigh of relief, I think. Not quite there, 6.4 on the clock, but you know how it is in conference play. You have to defend the home court and steal what you can on the road, and it was a tough one today, and Wildcats look like they're going to get out of here defending the home court. It's a quality win. Trailed by 12 in the second quarter, had a chance to fold the tents early today. An 11-0 run. Got ACU back into it, and then just played solid second half of basketball.
Barber is going to finish it off for the Wildcats. ACU is going to win the game 69-63 as ACU goes to 1-0 in the Western Athletic Conference, and Utah Valley starts 0-1, and that was a spectacular game. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Well, it was, and you learn a lot about your team. Julie Goodenough learns a lot about her team right there. You get grit, you're pushed up against the wall at your home floor. You're down by double digits in the second quarter. How will you respond? And well, the Wildcats respond well. They earned this one today. That's a quality win on the schedule.
Down 31-19, and then really came on strong at the end of the second quarter. And then exploited it, and it was back and forth in the second half, and then it was just clutch play from a veteran ACU team down the stretch.
Well, and they make their free throws down the stretch. You get some quality shots from Miraz at the three-point line in the second half to get you going. Barber hit some free throws. Griswold was big on the inside. Of course, Panarin's always does what she needs, and it was great quality win today for ACU.
Well, we're going to have a conversation with our player of the game, Jamie Bonarens, as her Wildcats get a win 69-63. Congratulations on the win. How's it feel?
Oh, it feels great. We wanted this so bad, start off the season 1-0, and I'm so pumped.
Well, you were down 31-19 there. Utah Valley goes up double digits. You guys stayed with it, though, and you never gave up, did you?
Yeah, we did. I think this is great. We've had tough battles in the past, and, I've talked to you guys about how we figured out what we need to do better, and I think we really locked in and focused on those things and got it done, and everyone played a part, and they executed their part well, and that's how we got the dub.
How important was it to get stops defensively there when you were down early to then force that comeback? It felt like your defense played a big part of what you guys did today.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Our offense was not flowing. We were kind of just trying to force it too much, and we realized that, and so we tried to focus on getting stops and that, and then we weren't really thinking about offense, but, after getting stops, our offense really just came to us.
Late in that fourth quarter there, you gotta make some plays on defense. You gotta get the ball up the floor against pressure. You gotta hit some free throws. It just felt like late in the game you guys never really flinched, did you?
No, I mean, we have some veterans on this team, and I feel like we've all been in those situations. Maybe not here, but we know how to win, and we felt the pressure before, and so we really just count on each other to make big shots, knock it down, and do their part for the win.
How's it feel to start 1-0 in conference play? This is kind of the part that you had the schedule circled, right?
Mm-hmm.
How's it feel to start 1-0?
Oh, it feels great. Now it's time to recover and get ready for the next game and be 2-0.
Well, Jamie, congratulations.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
the time.
Thanks.
As ACU wins that game 69-63. As the Wildcats start 1-0 on the season, and her Wildcats get a win over Utah Valley. Big thanks to everyone in the studio as the Wildcats win it by 6. This has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. Until next time, Zach Carlisle, Andy Penny, the whole gang saying so long, take care, good night, thanks for watching WAC Basketball on ESPN. So long, everybody.